Hello, and welcome to the Manila Museum's Free Family Funday. For today's project, we'll be creating our own freedom lanterns. Our projects will be inspired by the photography of the Underground Railroad in our current exhibition, Through Darkness to Light. Photographer Jeanine Michna-Bales has spent more than a decade meticulously researching fugitive slaves and the way they escaped to freedom. While the unnumbered routes of the Underground Railroad encompass countless square miles, the past Michna-Bales documented encompass roughly 2,000 miles and is based off actual sites, cities, and places that freedom seekers passed through during their journey. The Underground Railroad was an effort from enslaved African Americans to gain freedom from their forced bondage. Its routes and trails helped lead them to freedom within the 30 years before the Civil War. The system was at first dispersed through remote communities and rugged terrains. It eventually maneuvered through settled areas across states and country lines. As they attempted to reach freedom, many of the enslaved individuals were labeled terms such as fugitive, escapees, or runaways. While at the beginning, the aid towards freedom seekers was spontaneous. After the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, the system that would become the Underground Railroad became deliberate and organized. People from all races, classes, and genders participated and aided in the assisting freedom seekers in the creation of the Underground Railroad. Just like an actual railroad, the Underground Railroad had its conductors, station masters, and passengers, such as Robert Purvis, who was a free man of mixed race. His father was a wealthy Englishman and his mother was a free woman of color. He chose to identify with his black heritage, employing his education and wealth to support emancipation. Another individual was Lucretia Mott, who was an active Quaker minister, pacifist, and abolitionist who gave powerful speeches to the public advocating for emancipation and the support of universal suffrage, the right to vote for all. It is in addition to her sermons, Mott, like other Quakers, protested slavery through refusing to purchase goods like cotton cloth, cane sugar, or produce from farmers or manufacturers using slave labor. Frederick Douglass was one of the most well-known Underground Railroad conductors, authors, speakers, and abolitionists in U.S. history. Around the age of 8, Frederick Bailey, as he was originally named, was separated from his family and sold to a plantation in Baltimore, where he taught himself and others enslaved with him to read and write. In 1838, Frederick Bailey escaped with the help of Anna Murray, a free black woman who he would later marry and change her surname to Douglass for safety. Douglass wrote and published memoirs on his experience as an enslaved man, which went hand in hand with his tireless advocacy for emancipation in the U.S. and Europe. Just like Lucretia Mott, Levi Coffin was a Quaker born in North Carolina who believed through personal compassion in his faith that slaveholding was immoral. Coffin's parents before him aided freedom seekers, which led to their moving to Indiana in 1826 to avoid persecution by slaveholders, but to continue their assistance. Coffin became a wealthy farmer and businessman, which garnered him prestige and a reputation to encourage his community in Wayne County, Indiana, near the Ohio border to help supply food, clothing, and transportation for the Underground Railroad operations. Over a period of 20 years, Coffin would assist over 2,000 African Americans reach freedom, his home becoming known as the Grand Central Station of the Underground Railroad. Now it's time to create your own freedom lanterns. You'll begin this practice by thinking about what freedom means to you. You can write notes, draw whatever ideas come to mind, or talk with friends about it. Other questions to consider while you're creating are, where can you find freedom? Can you be a light for others to find freedom and hope? And how can you? Step 2. Begin by brushing a light layer of the Mod Podge glue onto the surface of your jar. This will help all the other tissue paper pieces stay in place. You can work in sections so that the glue doesn't dry out quickly too. Step 3. You'll put a visual to that definition by arranging the tissue paper into a design. You can make use of colors, graphic lines, shapes, or forms that inspire freedom in you. Complete your design with another thin layer of Mod Podge over your tissue paper. Step 4. Finally, twist 2 pipe cleaners together to form a circle, and then use 3 other pipe cleaners to create the handle. Feel free to decorate with beads. Attach that circle to the lip of your jar and your handle to that circle. Add a tea light and reflect on the artwork and history you have learned today. We invite you to visit manilamuseum.org/freefamilyfunday to view digital instructions for this project, as well as view and participate in previous projects. And with the Guardian's permission, we would love to see your work. Just share it with us on social media using #ManilaMuseum.